Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video, and this video is going to be a bit different today. So if you ended up watching one of my recent videos, I ended up showing off some video games that I was able to get a hold of recently, and this pile that I have right here, I got a lot. I got a lot more this time. So I figured, you know what, why don't I just show them off so that way y'all can get a taste of what kind of games I look forward to experiencing. I had mentioned before that I wanted to get into Assassin's Creed, seeing as how it's a franchise that a lot of people seem to hold in high regard, even though it hasn't been what it was most known for back in like the early 2010s. So I decided to keep on going with getting some more Assassin's Creed games. The first one that I got was Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. I decided to get this game mainly based off of the fact that Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag is a far better alternative than the game Skull and Bones that Ubisoft released not too long ago, seeing as how Black Flag, it offers a whole lot more content and you're able to do so much more within this game than you would in a game like Skull and Bones. So I decided, you know what, I might as well just get this game just to see what it offers. But that's Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag. The next game that I ended up getting was Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered, which from the looks of it, it looks like it includes Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation Remastered as well. I'm not too sure, I'm gonna have to find out for myself. This was another Assassin's Creed game that I think a lot of people also held in high regard, even though there are some things about it that some people didn't seem to like. At the same time, I really wanted to give it a shot myself just to see what it might have to offer. The next one that I also got was Assassin's Creed Unity. This is another Assassin's Creed game that a lot of people seem to have liked as well, especially when you take into account with how much detail and how much work was put into a game like this in comparison to what we have gotten from Ubisoft in recent years. But yeah, that is Assassin's Creed Unity. This next one that I got, not too many people seem to talk about it specifically, and that is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. I'm not sure how good this game is. I mean, from what I've seen from the reviews, some people seem to give it like a mixed reception and all that, so I am looking forward to giving it a shot just to see what I personally think of it. But yeah man, that is Assassin's Creed Syndicate. The next game that I got, and this is the last Assassin's Creed game that I got, and that is Assassin's Creed Origins. This is another game that I've heard a lot of people speak highly of, even though it doesn't necessarily embrace what the series was known for being early on. This is still a game that a lot of people hold in pretty high regard that I really wanted to try out. And even if I didn't go off of what people thought, this was definitely an Assassin's Creed game that I really wanted to check out for the longest time, but I just never got around to doing so because I was just so busy playing other games. But yeah, that is Assassin's Creed Origins. Now this next game is a bundle of games that I was able to get a hold of. I had a difficult time trying to place an order for it specifically, but thankfully I was able to overcome that and finally get a copy of it, and that is the World of Assassination Trilogy for Hitman. Now some of y'all might be surprised when I say this, but this trilogy in particular was where I got to experience the Hitman franchise for the first time ever. Some of y'all might be surprised when I say this, but this trilogy was where I got my start at playing Hitman. I never got to experience the original video games that a lot of people grew up playing with back in the day, whether it be Hitman 2, Hitman Blood Money, Contracts, Hitman Absolution. I didn't get to play those games growing up, but I still wanted to give it a shot as these types of games looked really cool, and it was something different in comparison to what I've always been playing, which were 3D platforming games. I cannot stress enough exactly how much fun and how much enjoyment I had out of playing this trilogy. As somebody who has always tried to do things in a stealthy manner whenever I play a video game, this game, however, definitely tested my abilities to see how well I could do when my cover isn't blown. And the best part about this trilogy specifically is that it seems to include some additional content that I wasn't able to get on the base versions. I could be wrong, but that's what it seems like it offers. But I am looking forward to revisiting this specific trilogy of Hitman, as I had a lot of fun playing through it last time, so I am looking forward to revisiting it. But that is the World of Assassination Trilogy for Hitman. Now this next game, what I will say is that this franchise has a very special place in my heart. I indulged in a lot of its video games throughout my childhood, and the fact that it's still going strong to this day makes me so happy to see. And that is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. It still amazes me that Ratchet and Clank is still going strong as a franchise all these years later, especially when you take into account that franchises like Jak and Daxter and Sly Cooper, those franchises have been dormant for so many years that unfortunately are just not going to be able to make a comeback. So the fact that Ratchet and Clank is still going to this day with a new video game in the form of Rift Apart, it just makes me so happy to see. As somebody who grew up playing these games, it really does make me happy to see this franchise is still going, and I'm really looking forward to playing the latest installment in this franchise. But yeah, that is Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart. These last two games are from a studio that is known for developing the likes of the Infamous franchise and Sly Cooper. And as far as Infamous goes, this next game that I was able to get was Infamous Second Son. I didn't play a lot of Infamous back in the day, however, I did play a good amount of Infamous 2 back on the PlayStation 3, and that game was so damn fun. Just being able to play as Cole McGrath, using my electrical superpowers, flying around, and just creating a whole load of destruction, especially given how that game had a reputation system that would go about a certain way depending on what kind of actions you caused within the open world. I just had such an amazing time playing through that game, and it was a lot of fun, and I honestly thought that we weren't going to get any more Infamous games after that, but thankfully Sucker Punch, they did end up developing another one, and that was Second Son. And you know what's the crazy part? Infamous Second Son, not too long ago, just turned 10 years old. This game is now a decade old, and people still look back on this game and hold it in such high regard, and I'm definitely one of those people. As much as I would love for Sucker Punch to continue developing more Infamous games, unfortunately the Infamous franchise is just not that big of a priority to them right now. But thankfully we still have the games that they have developed over the years, and I am looking forward to revisiting this game whenever I get the chance. But that is Infamous Second Son. This last game, I had somewhat of a difficult time trying to find it at my local retailer that I could get for a little less money than what I would have had to originally pay, but I decided, you know what, I'm gonna have a hard time doing so I might as well just pay whatever amount I have to pay. And that is the director's cut of Ghost of Tsushima. I did play this game back on PS4, and one of the things that stood out to me immediately was just how beautiful the open world looked in this game. There's definitely a few video games that have open worlds that are so breathtaking to where you're able to feel immersed in what you're experiencing. I'll give you an example, Red Dead Redemption 2. That game has a fantastic open world to where you can pretty much do almost anything that you could possibly think of. Well, not anything, but there's still enough for you to do to where you can legit feel immersed in the open world. And while I can't say that is exactly the case with Ghost of Tsushima, at the same time, their setting of ancient Japan, they do give you a good amount that you can do to where you're able to immerse yourself in what the city and what the open world has to offer. Aside from the open world, the combat was amazing. Jin Sakai as a protagonist, I thought he was freaking dope, and the story as a whole, I really liked how the story played out, and it makes me even more excited for the eventual sequel that we end up getting from Sucker Punch. That's if they do indeed plan on developing a sequel. But I am looking forward to playing this game again and just experiencing it on the PlayStation 5. But yeah, that is the director's cut for Ghost of Tsushima. But yeah, guys, that was my collection of video games that I was able to get a hold of recently. So out of this pile, I pretty much have 11 additional video games that I was able to get a hold of. It may not look like there's 11, but as I mentioned earlier, one of them is a bundle of video games. But if there's one thing I can say about my recent pickups is I definitely do intend on getting into Assassin's Creed and just learning more about it to see which games are good, but which games are not so good. But all the other ones that I got, I am definitely looking forward to playing once again, but also experiencing for the first time ever. I genuinely am excited to see what each game has to offer in their own right. But I want to know from you guys, did you end up getting any new video games recently? And if so, are they newer games or are they retro video games? Also, let me know in the comments down below if you've played any of the video games that I showed off in this video, and if so, did you like them? Did you not like them? But also in regards to Assassin's Creed, what I should look out for to be specific. But anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, you're more than welcome to drop a like on it, and if you enjoy this type of content, you're more than welcome to hit that subscribe button and that bell notification. But until then, thank you all so much for watching. It's been your boy Discreet, and I'll catch you in the next video.